the pandemic.
Floric is going to provide us with the invocation this morning, and she's online. We have Kate and Ann Lucas, and Jim is on there. I think Pat sent me a note this morning that he was not going to be able to make it today, but thank you, Greg. Kate, go right ahead.
All right. Can everyone hear me okay? Yes? Good. Okay. I don't know if you all know this, but March is Women's History Month. So we get a whole month to celebrate women. Luckily, they picked a nice long 31-day month. But jokes aside, I do think it would be great if we can put partisanship aside and just recognize the life of Madeleine Albright, who died yesterday. Speaking of representation and women's history, she was the first female Secretary of State for the United States. And since her, we've only had 2 more. But representation matters, and being a mom of 2 little girls, I want them to see women in positions of leadership and power. But Madeleine Albright was an American diplomat who served as the 64th United States Secretary of State from 1997 to 2001 under Bill Clinton. She was unanimously confirmed by the state Senate, which is quite an achievement, especially in the contentious days of today. She was the first female Secretary of State in US history, as I mentioned, and as Secretary of State and the US representative to the United Nations before that, she created policies and institutions to help guide the world into a new century of peace and prosperity. She was an immigrant. She immigrated to the United States in 1948 from Czechoslovakia. And I think it's just a fantastic time to honor a woman with such an amazing history. So thank you for allowing me to do that today. I know it's a non-conventional invocation, but thanks.
Okay, thank you. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In the 4-way test of all the things we think, do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you very much. I'd like to acknowledge any guests that we have today. Besides we'll introduce our guest speakers here just in a bit. Are there any other guests joining us this morning? Okay, how about visiting Rotarians? No? All right. Any items for the President's Pantry? Who? Jean.
When you attend Pets, there is a wonderful group of tables with all kinds of Rotary things and shirts and everything else. And knowing that you're all business people, I picked up a portfolio, and most important to add to it is we had Jennifer Jones, who is the first woman president of Rotary International. And she put her wish for her year as the Rotary president, imagine Rotary. So she's asking us to change, to imagine what we can be. And I think that's really impressive. So again, with Kate, this is the month of women. This is in recognition of her, and for anyone. It's got a calculator and paper and all that stuff in it, but imagine Rotary.
Yes, thank you very much, Jean. Any others for the President's Pantry? And for those of you that are joining us today, President's Pantry is when we donate, when our members travel, we ask them to pick up some item that can be used in an auction later in the year. We raise that money and give it to the foundation, the Rotary Foundation. So Dave, you have a... He's also fancy.
I got it on the clearance rack at the Midwest Pets. It's a great deal. You know, one of the last duties of the immediate past president is to help coordinate the President's Pantry Dinner, otherwise known as the President's Anniversary Dinner. And I say help coordinate because I really have to say thank you to Ann Lucas, who does so much work behind the scenes to ensure that that event is successful and to make sure that everything is managed with the auction items. So, Ann, I'd like to lead a round of applause in your honor for all the work that you do for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
As Ann has mentioned at a couple of past meetings, our deadline is coming up for the donation of President's Pantry items, and that deadline is April 21st, so we still have some time left. I think we're a little light this year, so if any of you are still doing some traveling and have some ideas on items that you want to donate, as Jim just indicated, all of the proceeds for that event go to support our share of donations to the Rotary Foundation. As some of you may be aware, and some of you may not be aware, every 3 years, there's a rolling amount of what we send to the Rotary Foundation that comes back to our district for use here in our district and locally. And Roger can explain all the details of how that works to you someday if you're interested in learning more about that. But not only are you supporting the Rotary Foundation with this event, but you're ultimately supporting the club and the district. So we really encourage you to take part in donating some events, some items for the event. Secondly, you've been getting a lot of information probably on TriCon, which is the 3-district conference that's coming up on April 20th and 30th at the Wausau Resort in Elkhart Lake. I think there's a deadline coming up for the hotels that you have to reserve to get the preferred rate. I just want to let you know how important it is to have really good club participation at this event. Not only is it the annual meeting for the district where our club helps set policy and set the budget for our district organization, but it's also a great opportunity to learn about virtually every aspect of Rotary Club operations. And I think there's something on the program for basically anybody in our club, regardless of what work group you're a part of or what projects you're a part of. So I would really encourage you to think about attending if you're not already signed up. I actually think we have quite a number of people already committed to going, and I really appreciate that. But I just wanted to make sure that that's on your radar screen. And I hope you'll consider attending the TriCon 2022. Thanks.
Thanks, Dave. All right. One of the things that our guests were asking at the table this morning was about what we're involved with. What does Rotary do? And as you just heard, some of the money that we give to the foundation comes back to the district. We have been able to participate in 2 programs this year with 2 other clubs, or 3 other clubs in one instance, along with money from the district in support of the Afghan refugees. So it does make a big difference. We were able to give, I think, a total of $30,000 between the clubs and the district to provide winter clothing for the Afghans that were at Fort McCoy. So that's another thing. All right. Just wanted to make sure that, well, not make sure. I wanted to mention to you that there is a need in the community to help support the Afghans with transportation. I think everybody here understands, and no better than me because of my previous role with McDevco, the transportation system in this community is non-existent, basically. All of the major businesses that we have that are currently wanting to employ people are located in the business park, right where Green Hecht is, or they're located out on the business campus, which is out on the other end of town on the west end. And the bus doesn't go to either of those places. Green Hecht, Merrill Steel, just name the ones that are out there in that one park alone. They're all interested. They all need employees, and they're willing to take on the Afghans. Great Lakes Cheese is another one, and Great Lakes moved up to the newer facility up on County Road O. That is one phenomenal facility. If you ever have the opportunity and would like to see it, it's available for tours. Paul Harold is the plant manager. I was fortunate enough to go on one here not too long ago, and with our family, and it's very, very impressive. But the biggest challenge they have, and they're working with other businesses to try to come up with a solution, But the biggest challenge they have is transportation. The gentleman that we have in our family is going today to the DMV to help 2 other Afghanis interpret the written test so that they can get their license. They've all driven before. They all drove over there, but obviously they have to go through the process like we did. And we're having to provide transportation for them to get to the DMV. They also need a car to practice with. If anybody has any old cars that they in the family that they aren't using or we're thinking about getting rid of, if they want to donate it, that would be an opportunity to do so through ECDC or through New Beginnings. It would be very, very helpful. But that is a project that we're involved with, again, on the fringe. But I think it would be nice if we could find a way to participate at a deeper level. And that would be, if nothing else, to provide a driver now and then. And if you're interested in that, please let me know and I'll put you on the list and you'll be contacted by one of the representatives. Just want to mention that there's a reminder or the opportunity to socialize. I don't know if we had anybody show up at the Hill last night or not. Roger, was there? What are you going to do now? Roger's house is real close to the Hill. No, it was an opportunity for us all to get together on a Wednesday nights, but we knew that it was going to be short-lived, but it didn't realize it would be that short-lived. Okay, well, that's all I have for any announcements I have. We have the weekly drawing coming up here. Oh, wait a minute. We have one more announcement that I forgot. Mayor.
Just a reminder, we still need a host family for our student that will be coming in August. So put out your feelers, or if anyone in the club wants to step up, can get anybody more information. I don't know who's running our Facebook right now. Anybody who does?
There's 4 or 5 names on
Kent.
the
Okay.
on the list. But
so I'll be reaching out to somebody and figure that out to get a Facebook post out there to help spread the word. All of the high schools are willing and ready to accept a student, but we need to find a family first so we know which high school we can place that in, and then get more information. We don't have any information on the student because they won't give us any information or let us choose until we have that family because they may have specific preferences. So let me know if anyone has any interest or anybody that might be interested, get them more information. So
it's a great opportunity, even for those that are empty nesters like Jill and myself. We found it very, very rewarding to have Pedro for the year, and now we have him in our lives forever. Oh, okay.
I had one more announcement. Gary, could you come up, please? I received a package at my office maybe 2 months ago, and I wasn't sure what the heck it was. And then I got a phone call from Gary saying, "Hey, did you receive a package from the Rotary Foundation?" I'm like, "Yeah." Unfortunately, I didn't throw it away. It is Gary's recognition of becoming a major donor for the Paul Harris Foundation. So thank you very much, Gary. He got a really big pin.
Ooh, you're going to be weighted down with pins.
Oh yeah, take a picture of that. You don't need to be in the picture.
Congratulations, Gary. For those of you that don't know, Gary was one of our founding members. How many years ago? Okay. The next, we have the weekly drawing. Who wants to do that? Oh, Rhonda. Okay. There's someone.
All right. Yeah, bureau winner. Here we go again. Yeah. The light's a little dark in here. I couldn't see that.
What?
The last 3 numbers, 833. 833. All righty.
Right. Okay, now you need to draw. It's over there. Oh, no, here. I got it. Blue. How much is that? Todd, do you know? Blue? Huh? It's half of whatever we have in the buck. And I don't know what that amount is right now. Oh, put that in here. Yeah. Congratulations, Luke.
It's my lucky day.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, Sergeant at Arms.
Good morning. We'll make this quick. We're running a little late. Pins and badges. I know we got a couple. Thank you. Happy dollars, sad dollars. Who wants to start? Meredith?
I have 5 sad dollars and prayer dollars for our 5-year-old son. One of his good friends was diagnosed with, well, they haven't given a diagnosis yet, but he's down at Children's Hospital in Madison. He had several surgeries already. He's got some tumors on his brain. He lost all auditory function. So keep him in your prayers. His name is Ridge, but apparently he's doing pretty well recovering from his surgeries, but continued prayers and blessings for him.
We'll certainly do that. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? Happy dollars, sad dollars. A couple up here. Start with Nate.
All right, I'll throw in a couple of dollars. Nora, my oldest turned 11 on Tuesday, so she had a fun day celebrating that. Hard to believe she's 11 and I'm only 25, but she's doing good. And then the girls had a goal to ski every run on Rib Mountain, so we accomplished that on Sunday. It was a beautiful day. We spent up there a couple out, did every run, so I had a great time.
I'll put in 5 happy dollars. When we were in Chicago, one of the keynote speakers was, help me, Dave Abu Rajajani, who is an Afghan woman who returned yesterday to Kabul. The Taliban had invited her to reopen her school for girls. And her comment was, I don't know if I'll be dead by the next day, but I'm going back to help Afghan girls. And her school really devotes themselves to educating girls to become midwives. The infant mortality rate is 50%. So she's doing an amazing job. So we hope to learn from Rotary International if she made it and is living. So.
Thank you. Anybody else? Happy dollar, sad dollar? I have a sad dollar because I forgot about the flag today, and shame on me.
$5 on my part because I left my badge and pin at home. I was doing some repair work and I forgot and left it on the counter before I left this morning. So the other thing I have in there, a couple of other dollars. As Jean mentioned about the lady from Afghanistan, our family is represented by a lady that was leading women's motivating person over in Afghanistan. And she had the biggest target on her back from the Taliban, which it's really unusual to hear that the Taliban is inviting another woman Afghan to come back and teach the women. But listening to her stories, it's just, it's frightful. But any case, we're the next up, we're running a little short. So the mobile meals are covered today with Pat from the Dick Jarvis team, but he would also like to know if there's anybody that would like to ride along. Please see him before you leave. Okay. All right. Well, and I think that Mary, you have next week. We don't have a meeting next week, 5th week. So it's you and Pat again. Can anybody else do mobile meals next week? Oh. Well, I know Pat is willing to do it himself, but are you all set for next week, Mary? Okay. Just a reminder, there is no meeting next week. It's our fifth Thursday of the month. So I'll let you off for a little bit. but you'll have to put up with me again the following week. We're going to introduce our guest speakers today, and Jack Hugendijk has that privilege.
Well, over the past few years, I've gotten to know Deb's Horonis, good friend, and she is an associate member with the Man of Honor Society, and something I don't know a lot about, but I was very intrigued by it. And I said, well, maybe you should come to Rotary and tell us about it. So she's brought Jeff Werner with her, who is going to, Jeff Morgan. I'm terrible with names. I got it. Jeff Morgan is going to tell us more about Man of Honor Society. So please welcome them.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for the invite. It's been fun to learn about your organization. I was very naive as to all the things that you do. So it's been really good to learn more about what you do in the community and elsewhere. Like Jack said, we got to know each other through a business group that we meet. Also an early morning meeting, which I just want to say kudos to all of you for doing that. Really, 7 in the morning, just about. So, but thank you. I'll be sure to miss that one. No, just kidding. But I'm an associate member with the Man of Honor Society. I asked Jeff to speak because he is our president of the Man of Honor Society. He'll be letting you know a little bit more about it. But for me, when we talk about why people volunteer in the community, the Man of Honor Society, my husband is a veteran. Man of Honor Society is comprised of veterans and active members of any branch of service, which Jeff will elaborate on. And then associate members like myself comprise of 10% of the total number of members. So that number changes all the time. We presently have a waiting list for associate members. There's many people in the community that have not served our country, but want to volunteer in the cause. So I introduce Jeff Morgan, our president.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the invitation. And I'd have to echo some of Debbie's comments here. We had no idea what kind of work you guys or you people do. So thank you very much for everything that you guys do. The Man of Honor started back in 2004. It was like most good ideas, a bunch of guys sitting around drinking beer and playing cards. And one of them, they said we should do something pretty nice for the veterans in our community. So that's how we all got started, down in the basement of our founder's home at the time. That started out with between 5 and 7 people, and we've grown now to, I believe the last count was 528 members of our society. And normally, I don't know if it is normally or not, but when we have our every other month meeting, membership meeting, we get well over 100 people in our clubhouse to come to the meeting. So it's wall-to-wall people in there. So, and I should say too, right from the get-go, that I work better through question and answer than trying to remember all the steps and things that we have done in the past. So feel free, if you have a question, please ask. Debbie's husband, Kevin, came up with an idea of giving back to the community with a ham/turkey giveaway once a year. And we ran with that, and it's been a very successful program for us. We started out with 500 hams, and from there, we this past winter, we handed out 750. And we went with the hams because they're already cooked, and you don't have to really worry much about refrigeration. However, we did do that with the turkeys for a while. So And then early on, they have 2 fundraisers a year. And as you know how hard it is to get people to volunteer to help out, try and imagine doing that twice a year with a big fundraiser for us. So the idea came to be that we'd make it big enough and go to a 3-day event so it couldn't fail. In the event our ticket sales would fail, other areas of our program would take up the slack, if you will. So, and that has worked out very, very well. That now our 3-day raffle fun days is our main moneymaker for the year. And since we've done it, I guess since the conception of the Man of Honor Society to date, we're either surpassed or closing in real quickly on giving back $1 million to our area veterans. And area veterans consists of Marathon County only. I shouldn't say only, because case by case events, we've gone to Lincoln, Taylor, Clark, surrounding Marathon County. So we definitely won't turn down a veteran that is in need. So go ahead, Deb.
I know, I said I would give him pointers on this.
Yeah.
Because he is, many know Jeff. Thank you. Many know Jeff in the community through the American Legion and other areas in the community. But when we talk about the Man of Honor Society, Jeff is a veteran. And what we find is a lot of the times veterans are very humble about what they do for their fellow veterans and active members. And so speaking as a non-veteran, I can say that the pictures that we have rotating today are parades that we've been asked to be involved in, flag ceremonies at the cemetery. We've brought the Vietnam Wall here, the miniature version, we brought that. That was a big success. We were one of the first in the area to do that. We help families get to be a little bit more successful when they're down. You know, the veterans don't talk about a lot of things that are difficult for them. You know, they still have the need to serve. So it's always giving of themselves versus talking about how they give back. So if you know a veteran or an active member that's running into difficulties, maybe they have problems getting situated back in the community. Maybe they have problems that they cannot afford normal things in their home. Maybe they have something wrong with their home. We have a website, manofhonor.org. And on that website, we have our contact information and how they can actually apply for money to help them through these difficult times. So the money that we actually raise at our fundraiser has been over 90, over 100,000 sometimes dollars during that one event. And then that money gets put back towards the members and our clubhouse that we acquired, which is the old JC's building on Town Line Road. Jeff's been very active with a lot of our members in refurbishing that building. And then also all of that money is designed then to help fellow veterans and active members. So like I said, the application is online. You can download it, fill it out, contact us with questions, but that's there for helping, you know, I mean, they served us, it's time to serve back, right?
Right. Yeah, we, a number of years back, we used to do remodeling and stuff for veterans or handicapped veterans and but it got to the point where code changes and liability laws kind of took us out of that program. So now our basic help to the veterans in their community is monetary. So we helped with buying appliances, fixing cars. We had one vet come into the area, didn't have a penny to his name. He did find a job, so we bought him a bunch of hand tools and stuff to get him going, and just things of that nature. It's anything under the sun, and literally, there's no limit to. If a veteran needs it, we'll do our very best to see to it that he gets it or she gets it. So, yes.
Field assistance. There's a program called Heat for Heroes.
Correct.
But a lot of the veterans are, I'm not going to say proud, but they really don't want to ask for help. But do you help counsel people so that they know there are avenues for them to help?
If they,
other programs out there?
we don't actively counsel, but when we do get a request for help, we have a list of all the different organizations and directions we can point them to if we can't handle it ourselves. So it's, like I say, we'll bend over backwards to get them what they need when they need it. And of course you can't, tie them down and beat it out of them. Yes, sir.
So your organization is here in Marathon County. Is it unique unto itself? Are there other chapters around the country or?
No, it's.
This
just-
is it.
Just in Marathon County.
Wow, fantastic.
We have been asked to chapter, if you will, other areas and stuff, but we're not, our officers aren't set up that way. If we do that, then we have to make sure that they're abiding by our bylaws and all this other stuff. And it just, we don't charge any dues for membership. So, it's just something that. Yep, exactly. Yeah, thank you. Any other questions? Yes, Mary.
I know Jeff and he is a humble vet, but what you guys do is incredible. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to really give you a round of applause. As we work in raising money for our projects and the things that you've given out in that short term of your forming your group, almost $1 million is unbelievable. So there's such a need. And I know you guys, not only do you fund them, but you really get in there to make sure the job's done.
Thank you, Mary. Yeah, when we went to our 3-day raffle, it's just been mind-boggling, the money that comes in out of this community in a 3-day span. Actually, it's 2.5 because we don't open up until Friday at like 11 or noon. And we stay open until 8 o'clock on Sunday. But during that time, when all the bills are paid, the tent rentals paid, the toilet rentals, the food, the beer, everything is paid for. Last year, we were just shy of $118,000 that we took in. Down at the Eagles Club on the end of 3rd Avenue. So I guess I got to brag just a little bit about that. When we first started doing this, we had church call us up and ask us when our event was, so they wouldn't plan their picnic for that. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's always the second weekend in June. And this year it falls on 10, 11, 12 June. And I'll just run through this real quick. On our tickets alone, they're $50 a piece. But first prize is this year is a Jeep Compass 4x4. Second place is a Harley Pan American. Third place is a Honda 4-wheeler with a 6x10 trailer. And fourth is a 0-turn Toro lawnmower. And then 5th through 25th is cash prizes. So and we only print 2,500 tickets. So you got a 1 in 100 chance of winning something at our raffle. And then Friday night is usually our country western night. And this year the Drovers are playing. And those guys really do a nice job. They get the people out on the dance floor and they do a very, very good job. Saturday is Knock Point. It's a rock and roll type of a band. And Saturday also, we have an associate member who sets up our honor ride. And so we have hardly anybody, motorcycles or whatever, if you want to join, and cars, correct. They're welcome to join. Last year we had
was over 240 riders.
yeah, it was I think it was like 180 motorcycles, I think. So, and then when they come in, the place is really buzzing for, we're playing in a little league ball diamond area. That's our setup. So when we get that many people in there, plus the regular community folks coming in, it gets pretty busy in there. And then at dusk or just before dusk, we do a veterans salute ceremony thing for our fallen members that went to their final reward, if you will. And then after that, Fire in the Sky Fireworks comes in and puts on a show for us that is just phenomenal. I don't know if that picture there, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, that was taken by Dave Calloway. So.
It's a free event, so you're not paying.
Right. Parking is free, admission's free. We're right along the Wisconsin River, so you can come by pontoon boat.
Right.
And so it's.
Right, and to mention, like the fireworks show, I mean, we probably one of the nicest ones in the area. I would say it rallies Mosinee pretty easily.
Yeah, it definitely has the 4th of July beat.
Yes,
that's for sure.
exactly. But all of that is free, so you can come and attend. And our little plug, of course, is that we take donations of any kind. So people supply baskets and certificates, and if you have an area business and you wanted to donate a service like an oil change or anything like that, all of that money goes directly back to the veterans. So what Jeff didn't mention is that the ticket sales, all of those things that you're winning, have a chance to win. The ticket sales pay for that solely.
Mhm.
And the money that he mentioned that we raised is strictly on what we earn for people visiting our event. I think that's pretty amazing. We
It
don't
is.
take any profit on the tickets.
Right. And again, back to we don't charge any dues, and also no one receives a paycheck in our society. So it's all volunteer work. It's amazing. And then back to the schedule here on Sunday, we have Polish Connection come in to play for us all day. And and we also do a two-piece, $5 two-piece chicken dinner with all the fixings. And so that brings a lot of folks down too. And we do that until it's gone. And I think last year we went through 1,000 pieces of chicken. One of our other associate members, Peggy Wold from Whiskey River, she pre-bakes the chicken. We bring it down to the event area, and then we put it on the grill and give it a little grill flavor to it and serve it up that way. So that's, yeah. And then at 5 o'clock, as the band quits playing, we get set up to draw the ticket numbers, winning tickets, and that's usually done at 6 o'clock. And then from 6 to 8 o'clock, it's let's get rid of as much beer as we can because we can't take it home. So
What kind of beer do you?
there's a lot of different stuff. And yeah, that's down there. Absolutely. Absolutely. So again, any more questions or?
Everyone?
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so very much. Appreciate it.
Just like to take this with you for remembering. Well, thank you. The challenge statue is one of our main events or programs that we did years ago when we started. And you know what that is? It's down on the riverfront challenge statue. So thank you. I want to thank you also for your service to our country. and all of your fellow veterans.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you. I
Thank
have
you.
one for you too.
All right.
I don't need to come up for a picture.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Good thing you brushed your beard.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, did you get a picture?
I got it.
All right. Okay, everyone, we've run really close to the time. We're gonna have to do our little surprise of who's going to talk. We'll have to do that next time. But there is no meeting next week, so just make sure that you remember that. Mary? Oh, okay.